Yes, no, he's a great player. No.
Davey, when you look ahead to the 2025 season, what jumps out as you as the biggest areas of the team where you're going to
Yeah, as I talked about last year at the end of the year, the experience our young players got. I think the growth that they've had last year is definitely going to help us in 2025. So, we got a young group, but a really good, talented group. So, I'm looking forward to getting back out there with them again in spring training and getting ready for another season.
You're young guys that have a lot of experience. You guys have the same record. You guys feel like you're farther ahead this year than where you were a year ago with the same record?
I think we are. We got really, really young last year, and so for those guys to do what they did last year, it was a testament to how hard they work and how hard they played. So we got a good core group, and I know that we're working diligently to get better. And with our young guys, we're all going to get better.
Knowing where you guys stretched on the Soto offer 2 years ago, are you surprised at where it wound up?
Knowing what I know about how the game's going, no. I mean, he's a tremendous player. Like I've always said, man. I love Juan. I mean, I can sit here and say that I'm the only manager that won World Series with him. How about that? So, but he's going to help the Mets, as we all know. So, I'm proud of him. I'm glad he's able to take care of himself, his family, and many generations. I mean that's how much money he made. So, but he's going to help the Mets.
Where the money is now, do you worry about trying to stay competitive when the big markets swoop in? The way the system is.
I can't look about what other teams are doing or what they're spending. My focus is on the Washington Nationals and what we do, and I think we're in a good place. I really do. I mean, like I said, one thing about Juan is that when we trade him, we got some really good young talent. A couple of them are in the big leagues now. A couple of them are still coming, and we're looking forward to getting all those guys up here. So, I think we're in a good place right now. And like I said, we're getting better.
What do you think of having to play Juan for basically forever? In the NL East?
I don't know how long forever is, but how about this right here? No, I mean, hey, we always talk to our young kids about competition, right? In order to be the best, you want to play the best. He's one of the best. So, we're going to bang heads. We did a pretty good job with him with the Yankees when we faced him. So, they know what they're up against.
Davey, you had him at 19, 20, 21 years old. Look at them, look at him then, and see a guy who is going to be a generational player.
Well, when I first saw him, people looked at me and I kind of compare him to Barry. When Barry was, right? I mean, this kid, he was different. The ball comes off his bat different. The way he approaches the hitting was way different than a lot of kids I've seen. But the one thing that I always remember about him, the first conversation I've had, the first thing that came out of his mouth when I asked him, what motivates him, what drives him, and he just came out and said, "I love baseball," and it truly, you could see it in him. He loves playing the game.
So, 16 years until he's 40 years old. Is he a guy who's going to be able to hit, do what he does, no ball from strike until he's 40 years old?
You know what? I don't know what he's going to do when he's 40, but I know what he's going to do come opening day. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, the Mets got a really good player and a great person. So, I'm really happy for him.
When you think about your priorities this offseason, particularly with the lineup, what are you interested in seeing maybe adding or exploring in free agency?
Yeah, look, we got a young core, and we're really not going to mess around with what we have right now. And I don't want to take away anything from the kids that we got coming up as well. But we do need to add some veteran guys. We're exploring all kinds of options. I know we've talked to quite a few players already. We're engaged with some things. So, as you know, Riz, he's going to go out there, work diligently to get us better. And right now, I've been in conversation with some of our players about what's coming up for spring training and watching them work out and watching them hit and all kinds of stuff. So, my focus is on what we have right now. If we add players to help us, that'll be great.
So the first base someplace you guys had some shuffling last year with some different guys. Is that information you guys look to add at first base and get some power there?
Yeah, we're definitely looking for some power bats, both corner spots, maybe a DH spot. So we'll see what transpires.
Davey, how would you assess the back end of the bullpen in particular, especially now without Finnegan?
Yeah, losing Finnegan was tough, but I put Ferrer in some situations last year to close games. He did really well. I know he's young, but we have Ferrer, we have Garcia, we have Law, who pitched really well for us. And there's, like I said, we're here, we're looking, we're searching. I know that we like to add a couple more bullpen arms, so we'll see what comes up.
DH, do you prefer a platoon type? Do you prefer a guy who's kind of got a defined role there? What's kind of your preference?
A 40 home run guy, right? I mean, no, but hey, if we have to platoon, we'll platoon. But we'll see. Like I said, we'll see what's available, and we'll see what we come up with.
Past couple seasons, you guys wear a left-handed hitter because your lineup is very righty-heavy. This year's a little more balanced. So just give a specific preference of what you prefer. Does it kind of not matter when it comes to it?
For me, I'd like to get a right-handed bat. I really would. And even also maybe a left-handed bat that could DH or play first base. So, like I said, we're up. We're working diligently. We're looking at the free agent market. We're actually looking at some trade opportunities as well. So we'll see what we can come up with.
Davey, Luis Garcia Jr. just started playing in the DR. Is there anything specific that you guys want him to do, or is it just to keep him in shape?
Yeah, no, just really just to keep him developing. He came up to the big leagues really young. Last year, I think he had a breakout year. He really did. I think he understands a little bit more what he can do. So we want him to play and get going and keep himself in shape and be ready for spring training.
The philosophies have evolved over the years about winter ball, against it, for it. What is your philosophy and what's the organization's philosophy?
Yeah, for me, it's all about whether they want to play or not, right? I mean, that's the key. So a lot of these guys want to play and represent their country, their team, their cities. For him, he wants to stay in shape, and we talked about it. And I told him just take some time off because he played really well. And then when you're ready to get back into it, go ahead and play. So I know he's going to start playing and get ready for spring training.
Dave, on that line, the same applies to Andres Chaparro, for example, who just started playing in Venezuela as well.
No, yeah, exactly. It's unfortunate what happened to him and his family. But I'm glad he was able to take some time off, and now he's getting ready to get back. I love what I saw from him when we called him up, and he's such a great human being. So I hope he comes ready for spring training.
You guys bring back the 4 young arms in the rotation. What do you make of the state of those 4, and then what are you hoping to see out of them in this rotation?
Yeah, hey, look, we saw a lot of growth in those guys, especially some of the young guys like DJ. He did really well for himself, especially towards the end there. Jake Irvin, improved again. McKenzie, we all know he's going to be a horse. So we just want to continue to them develop, get better. We pushed them a little bit last year to finish some innings. For me, it's like when you got 4 young starters like that could give you 30 starts. It's pretty impressive, and that's a testament to how hard they work. Hickey, Doolittle, training staff, or medical staff. Getting these guys ready to compete every 5 days, and it was a lot of fun. So, like I said, they've learned a lot, and I'm looking forward to them going out there again and competing.
And do you ideally want a veteran in that 5th spot rotation, or?
I mean, we could get a veteran, we could get, find somebody, but we got some depth. Cade's coming back. We got another guy, Lord, that we kind of like. Lara is getting an opportunity to come to spring training. So, like I said, we're going to look to see how we can get better. We really are. And if having a starting pitcher comes up across us and we like him, then we could do something like that as well.
Do you see Cade being in the team rotation to begin the year next year? Or do you want to see how he looks in spring training before you?
Yeah, he's missed some time, so we're gonna give him some time to develop a little bit. But who knows? He could come ready to go. I mean, you saw him last year at times where he looked really good, but we had to slow him down a little bit. So. This year we'll see how he comes to spring training.
Davey, Bill DeMauro was your glue guy. So how do you replicate that, replace it? How much of a priority is that?
It's going to be hard. It really is. I mean, he was that kind of that leader in that corner of that clubhouse over there. So and he brought a lot of energy to us. So we're going to have to look and stretch and see if we can find another guy that could do that, or one of our internal guys could do that. I know we got a lot of characters, as you know, so one of those guys will step up. But, right now I'm going to miss Aldemaro. I wish him all the best. He did an unbelievable job of keeping that clubhouse together.
How important would it be to have a veteran who's there for a long period of time? And you had a handful of guys on one-year deals. How important would it be to have a guy on multi-year deals and having the stability knowing that they'll be there for?
It would be awesome. It really would. I mean, I can't sugarcoat it. I mean, to have a guy that could, but like I said, we're in a position right now where we got so many young guys. We want to continue to develop them. We don't want to hold any of our younger guys back because we got guys that are coming. So just to have a veteran presence in that clubhouse, one or two guys, even if it's for a year or two, will definitely help.
Where do you project Tennis fitting in?
Tennis could do a lot of good things. Last year he played at third base, but I put him at second base. He handled himself well. I know he's played some shortstop. What I like, he swings the bat really well. And I think it's just a matter of time before the power comes out. But he's a guy that stays in the middle of the field. But he has good baseball instincts. So he's going to get an opportunity to play. Like I said, he's one of the guys that we're going to count on next year. What position, I don't know yet. But he's going to get a chance to play.
Are there other position changes you guys are considering this offseason?
Not at this moment. No. We'll see how we fill in our roster.
CJ, how he's doing, and you checked in with him this whole season.
Yeah, I called him a few times. He's hard to get a hold of, but I saw some workouts. He's doing well. Like I said, I love CJ, and we have an unbelievable relationship. So I'm looking forward to getting him back. As you know, he's going to be our everyday shortstop. He had a great first half, struggled a little bit the second half, but he's going to be just fine. So like I said, he's working on his swing. He's been working out, so he's getting ready to go.
Do you have any other details on what you saw in the workouts?
No, he's doing his routine like he's always done. I know he's really trying to get a little bit shorter in the swing, more consistent. And we talked a lot about his agility. Make sure he maintains that. So, but he's working out.
How are Josiah and Mason coming along?
Yeah, they're coming along. It's going to be a process, as we know, but they're doing well. Mason's doing really well. Yeah, it really is. He started throwing a little bit. Josiah still's got a little ways, but he's going to be fine.
What did you task K-Bear with this offseason?
Just continue to work on a little bit of his footwork, behind the plate. I thought he did a really nice job towards the end of the year, catching, calling games. His hitting got better. We talked a lot about his positioning when it comes to hitting, giving himself a chance, getting ready early. I know he's working on that, getting shorter to the baseball. He's working on that. But hey, one thing I know about K-Bear, the guy's a gamer. He plays. He wants to play every day. He doesn't want any time off. He'll be ready to go in spring training.
Obviously, Dylan and James had a brief taste of majors last year, had an opportunity to be up there. What do you hope that they take? What do you hope they took away, and how do you think that little experience kind of helped them in the offseason preparing for their first full season?
Yeah. We saw a little bit of it last year with Dylan at the end. The last week of the season, he really started, getting it, and started hitting the ball really well. So I hope he carries that over to this 25 season. I thought James Wood handled himself really, really well. He played a new position in left field. He was out there every day with Parra, working. He got better towards the end. But his at-bats were really good. Really good. He's only going to get better. So just a little bit of experience that they got last year is definitely going to carry over to next year.
You guys had a handful of young guys on your bench last year when there's kind of a balance of like when to get their experience in the minor leagues, but also like give an opportunity to work in the major leagues. What's the balance of having them develop at the major level, maybe not playing as much versus playing every day and being in the minors?
Yeah, this year hopefully we have an opportunity, to maybe get a little bit more veteran-oriented, feel for the bench, giving our young guys a chance to go play. But we'll see how that works out. Some of these guys did really well in the roles that they played. So we'll see what happens, going forward in the spring training.
When you talk about the veterans that could potentially come in, what sort of soft skills are you looking for?
Well, we look, I'm very, as you know, I believe in chemistry and culture, so we want to bring in the right guy in. We got a lot of young guys. We want a guy that's actually can help our young guys. But we're definitely looking for corner guys. We really are. I mean, we need to fill that first base void. Even though Yepes did a nice job, I see Yepes as being a guy that could do multiple things, maybe DH as well. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, we got our feelers out. We're talking to a lot of different guys. So we'll see what transpires.
We have time for 2 more questions.
All of a sudden, Luis is like the longest tenured player. What kind of leadership role do you want to see him take on?
I want Louis to continue to do what he did last year, right? I mean, there was a lot of tough love, as we always talked about with him. But I think he finally realized what he could be, and there's still more in there. But I just want him to go lead by example. Last year I saw a lot of maturity. He went out there and he was ready to play every day. He did the little things we asked him to do. So I want him to continue to grow in that aspect. And guys will follow him, because he had a tremendous year. He really has. He got better all the way around. As you know, we pushed him a little bit to steal bases. He did that as well. He did it really well. So he's definitely gotten better.
Last question right here.
If it were up to you, what would baseball's next major change?
It definitely won't be the golden bat. I like where the game's at right now. I really do. At first with all the new rule changes, it took a minute, but it definitely baseball's heading in the right direction.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.